joining you from our couch. Join in as you see fit. I know He rescued my soul. His blood has covered my sin. I believe. I believe. My shame is taken away. My pain is healed in His name. I believe. I believe. I'll raise a banner. Oh, my Lord has conquered the grave. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. I know He rescued my soul. His blood has covered my sin. I believe. I believe. My shame He's taken away. My pain is healed in His name. I believe. I believe. I'll raise a banner. Oh, my Lord has conquered the grave. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. You lift my burdens. I'll rise with you. Dancing on this mountainside. See your kingdom come. And my Redeemer lives. 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 My Redeemer, my Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. My Redeemer lives. One gift of grace is Jesus, my Redeemer. There is no more for heaven now to give. He is my joy, my righteousness and freedom, my steadfast love, my deep and boundless peace. To this I hold, my hope is only Jesus. For my life is wholly bound to His. Oh, how strange and divine, I can sing all is mine, yet not I, but through Christ in me. The night is dark, but I am not forsaken. For by my side, the Savior He will stay. I labor on shepherd will defend me. Through the deepest valley he will lead. Oh, the night has been won, and I shall overcome, yet not I, but through Christ in me. Oh, fate I dread, I know I am forgiven. The future sure, the price it has been paid. For Jesus bled and suffered for my pardon. For he was raised to overthrow the grave. To this I hold, my sin has been defeated. Jesus now and ever is my plea. Oh, the chains are released, I can sing, I am free, yet not I, but through Christ in me. With every breath, I long to follow Jesus, for he has said that he will bring me home. And day by day, I know he will renew me, until I stand with joy before the throne. To this I hold, my hope is only Jesus. All the glory ever wants to win. When the race is complete
Hi, church. This is Pastor Nate Porter coming to you from Tacoma here in my basement office. And I just wanted to first off say hello, say the Porters are doing well. Britt's homeschooling the kids, and I am working here at home. One of the things I'm hearing a lot is that people are feeling isolated and feeling lonely. And as we drag on with this season that we find ourselves in, I just wonder if for a lot of us the concerns aren't about are we going to get sick or have to go to the hospital, but where am I going to find the fellowship that I found in church, that I do find in church. And I just wanted to take a moment to encourage all of you, especially if you are feeling alone, if you're not with your family, if you're not able to see people. First, turn to God. He promises that He will never leave us. He will never forsake us. That is a promise we can take to the bank. Secondly, we can use this time. I was talking to somebody at church saying, I'm going to use this time for prayer. I'm going to use this time for study, time that I might not have had before. So we can devote this time to the Lord. And I encourage you and my family and everyone to do that, to take more time than normal, to read our scriptures, to actually study them, and to pray about everything. Also, I want to challenge you, especially if you're feeling lonely. I was praying about this earlier this week and felt a pretty strong sense from the Holy Spirit that He was asking all of you who are feeling lonely to set the tone for reaching out. We have, thankfully, the technology to do so. We have things like this. We have Facebook Live. We have Google Hangouts. We have everything. If you need to know what you can do, send me an email, porter.nate@gmail.com. I'll let you know how to do it. Reach out. Give someone a call. Instead of feeling lonely and wondering why no one's reaching out to you, you set the tone for encouraging your fellow brothers and sisters. This is a time where you can take the initiative and take charge, and God is calling you to reach out. I promise you, if you reach out to people proactively, you won't feel lonely anymore. And so I just want to say hi to everyone. I want to say I love you. Our whole family does. Use this time to turn to God. Use this time for study and for prayer. And most importantly, set the tone, especially if you feel lonely. Reach out. Reach out to me, but especially to the people in your community group. And if you're not with a community group, join one, even if it's online. It's important to be God's people. Nothing has changed. We are His people, and we are to encourage one another. And I just, that's what I wanted to say. Love you. Happy Sunday.
Okay. Ruth chapter 4, verses 1 through 12. Now Boaz had gone up to the gate and sat down there, and behold, the Redeemer, of whom Boaz had spoken, came by. So Boaz said, "Turn aside, friend, sit down here." And he turned aside and sat down. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city and said, "Sit down here." So they sat down. Then he said to the Redeemer, "Naomi, who has come back from the country of Moab, is selling the parcel of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. So I thought I would tell you of it and say, buy it in the presence of those sitting here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, redeem it. But if you will not, tell me that I may know, for there is no one besides you to redeem it, and I come after you." And he said, "I will redeem it." Then Boaz said, "The day you buy the field from the hand of Naomi, you also acquire Ruth, the Moabite, the widow of the dead, in order to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance." Then the Redeemer said, "I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I impair my own inheritance. Take my right of redemption yourself, for I cannot redeem it." Now this was the custom in former times in Israel concerning redeeming and exchanging. To confirm a transaction, the one drew off his sandal and gave it to the other, and this was the manner of attesting in Israel. So when the Redeemer said to Boaz, "Buy it for yourself," he drew off his sandal. Then Boaz said to the elders and all the people, "You are witnesses this day that I have bought the land of Naomi, all that belonged to Elimelech, and all that belonged to Chilion and Mahlon. Also Ruth the Moabite, the widow of Mahlon, I have bought to be my wife, to perpetuate the name of the dead in his inheritance, that the name of the dead may not be cut off from among his brothers and from the gate of his native place. You are witnesses this day." Then all the people who were at the gate and the elders said, "We are witnesses. May the Lord take the woman who is coming into your house, like Rachel and Leah, who together built up the house of Israel. May you act worthily in Ephrathah and be renowned in Bethlehem, and may your house be like the house of Perez, whom Tamar bore to Judah, because of the offspring that the Lord will give you by this young woman."